Greetings, Rivers here. Thanks for watching me. I can picture you as I tell these stories, as I look into my iPhone. I can picture you wondering, who is this guy? Or, yeah, that's Rivers. And I pray that you like these stories and that you can learn from me. That's my fondest wish, and that's why I tell these stories to you. Well, this particular story, I want to teach you a word. It's one of my favorite words, and the word is, it's a big one, so hang on here, serendipity. And I want you to know that the first 5 grandchildren of mine that either call me up on the phone or when they see me, they yell out, serendipity, there's money there, okay? And I know a lot of you are really motivated by money. I want you to listen carefully. Serendipity is a word that's, it's a fancy word. And let me just see where I said, what I said about it. It just means that, okay, it's the action of working with someone to produce. Oh, that's collaboration, sorry. Serendipity means the occurrence and development of events by choice in a happy or beneficial way. Now, let me teach you something that I've learned at the tender age of 68. I know that a lot of things that happen, really cool things that you just go, how did that happen? Don't chalk it up to just circumstance or chance. Chalk it up to a Heavenly Father who knows you and loves you, and He wants to teach you, and He wants to bless you in your life. There's another really cool word that is called coincidence. And it just means when something happens and you kind of feel that it needed to happen or was supposed to happen, and it just happens out of the blue. And I really, as I rapidly age, I don't know if there are really all that many coincidences. I think God is far more involved in your life. He knows who your kindergarten teacher is. He knows if you've had a tiff with one of your little buddies at school. He knows if you're mad at your mom and dad. He knows that you really love school or really don't like it. He's really involved in the details of his life. And I think, this is Rivers speaking, that one of the ways that He is involved in our life is by arranging for these wonderful serendipitous moments, things that happen and you go, wow, that was cool, but I don't know exactly why that happened. So I want to read you a story that really really kind of nails this idea of what is serendipity. Okay, it was Friday night. I had been meeting all day. This is not my story. It's a story from a book called The Soul of Money by an author by the name of Lynn Twist. Kind of a cool name. Okay, start over. It was Friday night. I had been in a meeting all day and was exhausted. I was on my way home from Sausalito to San Francisco when the brakes on my car began to fail a few blocks from the Golden Gate Bridge. I pulled into the nearest gas station. The fellow there couldn't fix the brakes, but he pointed me in the direction of an auto repair garage down the street. Bless Queenie. I drove at a crawl without brakes the short distance, but as I rolled up in front of the garage, I could see that I was out of luck. It was after 7 o'clock. The garage doors were closed and the office light was off. But a soft light shone through the garage door windows, and desperate as I was, I went over and peeked in, hoping to find a merciful mechanic. Instead, I saw a party of 30 or 40 people in progress. All the automotive equipment had been pushed aside, and in the center of the bare concrete floor, surrounded by party lights and decorations, was a sleek, shiny, grand piano. The party was going strong, but the piano sat silent. I ventured in, found the garage owner, a man named Rico, champagne glass in his hand, and asked if anyone might be able to help me. I explained my situation, my problem. "I'll pay you anything to fix my brakes so I can get home," I said. Rico laughed and said, "No way, lady. We're having a party and we are in full swing." But then he said jokingly, "Our piano player is a no-show, though, and if you can play the piano, we'll fix your car." Everyone laughed, but as it happens, I do play the piano, and that is what I did. I played for their party for nearly an hour, and surrounded by these people laughing and singing and dancing, the mechanic cheerfully fixed my brakes. When the job was done, they sent me on my way, refusing any payment and toasting our friendship. I drove home safely, no longer tired and exhausted, but exhilarated and energized. I had showed up with exactly what they needed, and they provided exactly what I needed. Our encounter was filled with the delight of serendipity and the satisfaction of having been perfectly able to help one another. I love that story, and I'd like to think that you and me, that there are times when we are like agents of serendipity, that we're answers to somebody's prayer. We might be an answer to our brother's prayer. Our brother or sister might be really bummed out about something, and maybe you feel impressed to go and say something or do something with them. I have been, and I'll have to tell you some of the stories that this has happened, but there have been times when I have been an answer to prayer. And I also want to tell you that there are times in my life when I have had these serendipitous moments, and I am convinced that these moments come from God, and that He loves me, He loves you, and He is into the details of your life. Have a wonderful, serendipitous life. That's me, Rivers.